sovereign citizen, dude. What's happening, guys? I'm a sovereign citizen from Naperville. I know all about the gold fringe and how fraudulent it is.
They hit me with a really strong dose of OC spray.
I want to speak to you, dead soldier, now! I know the laws, buddy, and I'm waiting for you to do something wrong so I can sue you the pulpit.
I pay for that uniform, I pay for that car, I'm the taxpayer, right?
Hi folks. As always, let me begin by thanking my newest channel members. Your support for my channel has been overwhelming, and I'll continue to try to be worthy of it. Thanks again to Andrew Rovers for today's content. It's always great when I don't have to spend hours looking for top-shelf stupid. Today's idiot is a sovereign citizen named Russell Gould. He's so odd that I can't really describe him. You'll just have to watch.
Hello, I'm Russell-J. Gould, Postmaster-General of our world, Comptroller of the global currency, Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. military, armed forces, as well as Chief Judge of the U.S. Supreme Court.
Well, good afternoon, Mr. Postmaster General, Comptroller of the global currency, Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. military, and Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. It's weird that I spent 22 years in the U.S. military and I've never heard of you. Also, a simple Google search will show that John Roberts is the Chief Justice, but I'll take your word for it because you seem really honest and trustworthy.
As well as Chief Judge of the Federal-Postal Court. I'm talking to you today about the clues of transitioning between the fact and the fiction, and the wonderful clues that are out here for us to see. Now, as many of you know or don't know, I have come out with a new documentary film about the things that I've been doing behind the scenes for the last 24 years.
Hold on. How did you have time to make a documentary with all those jobs?
I had a paper route, a Kool-Aid stand, I mowed the lawn, I was a delivery boy, a babysitter, I worked in a coal mine, all while I was simultaneously in the first, second, third, and fourth grade.
I myself only have one job.
You lazy lima bean.
The U.S. military has 1.5 million active duty members and another 1.5 million reservists. You're telling me that you commanded that force, you're the postmaster, the Chief Justice of the U.S., and held down a job as a night manager at a gas station, and made a documentary? I'm starting to think you're lying.
And you can go to lastflagstanding.com for an update on my story. But for those of you that are learning about me and watching these videos that I'm putting forward to share with you the clues of all the fakeness that we're seeing out here and how to transition our reality between fact and fiction so that we create a positive performance on the outcome of our lives and the manifestation of that. And so these are some of the things that I'm going to share today about some of the things that we're seeing, not only in the fake presidential election of 2020 here in the United States, but as well as the pantomime globally put on by the military-industrial complex to thwart and steal our rights, lock us down in our homes, as well as simultaneously make us mask and take the essence and the love and the sharing of our breath of life.
Of course you're an anti-masker. Why wouldn't you be an anti-masker? That's sort of a requirement for being a Sov-Sit-Woo peddler.
With our fellow mankind. Please feel free to share this video with others.
Don't mind if I do, but probably not in the way that you want.
So with that in mind, I'd like to start moving forward today and looking at some of the dichotomies of the clues that are out here for our minds to wrap around, and for those that know about this, that we can share with others in the correctness and the truth so that you don't wrong lead people. Because there's a lot of people that have learned about this and then there are wrong leading people with their choice of their own volition because they just don't have enough material background, or they're greedy, or have some vanity or some misconceptions in their mind about who's who and what the facts really are out here.
You just said a lot of words without actually saying anything of substance.
Now, whether Mr. Trump knows this or not is none of my knowing, but he is putting clues where he's putting a 1776 commission on teaching the children a history lesson so they remember where we come from or where they come from. Unfortunately for him, he's left out the clue of the 1775 filing. See, the United States was in bankruptcy when they filed under a domestic bankruptcy, which ran 7 years from 1775, which takes you to 1782.
Citation needed.
And then from 1782 takes you to 1789, where they came out with the Constitution of the United States. And when they came out with the Constitution of the United States, they registered into 70-year moratoriums for international bankruptcy, and the last one ended on November 2nd, 1999. And so you can go to lastflagstanding.com and get a background on that, which will take you into the law of the flag. So any bankruptcies that happened after 1999 that they're claiming, we know this to be a clue also as fakeness, because they did not have a flag to enter into contract to create a bankrupt or a banking contract. So this is also part of the fake pantomime that people are being misled into. But back to the Children's Commission of 1776.
Nah, fool. That's some straight-up gibberish.
We were impressed because we thought you couldn't get more boring.
And yet you did! You did!
But when you're looking at the teaching the 1776 Commission for Children, you're looking at giving them the concept of the illusion of freedom. Because 1775, they'd already borrowed the notes, so they were in bankruptcy. So bankrupt people can't contract. So in 1776, when you gave you your Bill of Rights, they were already indebted. Debt, and when they're indebted, they can't give you rights. They can't give you freedom. So what they're wanting to do is teach the children in 1776 of a new paradigm where it's the illusion that they're gaining knowledge on freedom. It's the illusion that that you have some sort of rights. Simultaneously, it is a mirror of what is versus what is not. So we're going to look further into the eradication of history. Some of the things that they're doing with that is they're scrubbing statues, scrubbing high school names, like in San Francisco of Thomas Jefferson High School and all these different things, George Washington and all these people that they're eradicating.
Someone is removing George Washington from history? Did I miss something? He's still on the $1 bill that I spend at the grocery store.
Well, why can the other side do that? The reason why they're saying they can do that, and they're not telling the people, of course, is because the United States Constitution and the joinder of that concept of the people who wrote that document ended in 1999. So it's kind of a spoof on the American people. The joke's on you, you didn't know sort of thing. And, most people won't complain about it until the tanks come down their front driveway, and then they'll be like, wait a minute, this is what Eisenhower was talking about. But we'll get into that into a later segment here in this closure that you're getting today. But I placed a solution on the table in 2001 when I took over the Universal Postal Union and all shipping lanes on the planet.
Hold on. Now you control all the shipping lanes too? Silly me. Somehow I sailed all over the earth and I've never heard of you. Some people used to think that King Neptune ruled the seas, but he's just about as real as your delusions.
What that means for your country of Australia or Ireland or Scotland is your country is in the same shipping lanes in joinder with the Universal Postal Union. But the construct and the charters for the Universal Postal Union were found to be 100% fraud by me in 2001.
Nobody cares about what you found. What if I found that your house, car, and dog are all mine? Are you just going to say okay and hand it over?
I syntaxed those charters, putting a new charter in place, allowing the citizens to now get claims of the life, which you can get a claim of the life for the claimofthelife.com, and they now have a new sea lane that they can be on, keeping the outside world of fiction out of their lives.
Where can I find these new shipping lanes? Are they on any nautical charts anywhere? Are you just making this up?
How that works is because your country, wherever you are in the world, is in joinder for shipping through the post office. This has always been a shipping war, and our ability to claim ourselves and find ourselves in time and space. This is what all the wars are over, is the manipulation of time. The quantum grammar puts the syntax of communication. Here one candidate, and he'll say that, hey, I'm going to run for another 12 years or 16 years. Well, why can he, and he's joking about that. Well, the joke's on all of you. The reason why he can say that is there are no guidelines to run for president.
There are parameters for running for president. Article 1, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution lays them out quite nicely. And the 22nd Amendment of the Constitution explains in painful detail how long a president may serve. This guy reminds me of an atom. He makes up everything.
They are with the military-industrial complex, which means they are career military personnel.
Oh no, he's on to me. I guess we'll leave it here in light of the fact that he just outed me and all my military friends. But didn't he tell us he's the commander-in-chief? If that's true, then he could stop us. Listen, people, I don't understand it either. But if you like this video and you want to see more stupid in the future, please like and subscribe.